Hi, and welcome everybody. My name is Mara, and it is my pleasure to be your yoga teacher for today. This class today is going to focus on the Ayurvedic principles of doshas. Um, doshas are fundamental energies. They are kind of mind-body principles, and they're based upon the five elements, which are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And those three doshas, which are vata, pitta, and kapha, consist of a combination of those elements. So the first one is vata, which consists of air and ether, and it is associated with creativity and movement. The energy is very dry, light, and cool, and also irregular. Pitta, being the next one, consists of fire and water. It is the energy of transformation, and it's associated with mainly digestion. And then the third one is kapha, which is the one we want to focus on today. And kapha consists of earth and water, and it's associated with heaviness, stability, and slowness. So if kapha dosha is balanced, then we're grounded, calm, and have endurance. But if there's too much kapha energy, the axis leads to lethargy, weight gain, or emotional stagnation. And with that being said, usually we're a mix out of all of three of those energies, but certain people tend to be more of a certain type. It can also depend on what type of day you are having. And as I said, today we're focusing on kapha. And to balance kapha, this is going to be a pretty dynamic and energizing class to counterweight the lethargy and laziness that comes from the kapha energy. And there's going to be back bends, inversions, and a lot of balancing postures. And as always, if something doesn't feel good to you, if you have any injuries, take it easy and listen to your own body. Don't do anything that doesn't feel good. And with that being said, we're going to move on with our breathing practice to get settled in the space. And today we are going to use the Ujjayi breath. The Ujjayi breath is also known as the victorious breath. And what we want to do is we want to constrict the airflow in the back of our throat. And it's going to sound a little bit like an ocean sound, very soothing. It helps to regulate the breath, focus the mind, but also we're going to start to create that energy and heat inside of the body. So, but before we get deeper into that Ujjayi breath, let's take some centering breaths right here. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Also, I forgot to mention, you can come to an easy seat. You can also just sit on your legs if you like to. And you can also elevate yourself with a block, a blanket, just whatever feels good to you to make yourself comfortable, to get that upright posture. So we want to start with that deep breath in through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. And another deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. And one more time, deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. And now we're going to take another deep breath in through the nose. And as we exhale through the mouth, we really intentionally want to try as if we're fogging up a mirror. So another deep breath in. And exhale. Let's do that one more time. And now we want to continue with this breathing pattern, but instead of exhaling through the mouth, we're going to try to exhale through the nose. But to continue, we're going to continue making that sound and create the restriction in the back of your throat. So another deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the nose. And again, deep breath in and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Now I'm going to let you continue on your own for a couple more breaths in your own pace. As you inhale, try to fully expand your belly. And then exhale, using the restriction of the throat to create more and more heat in your body. And then we're going to take 3 more of the Ujjayi breaths. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. And one more time. And then if you had your eyes closed, you can open them up. And try to use this breathing pattern throughout the practice to generate more heat in the body, to really balance out that kapha energy. And we're going to move on with our warm-up. So you can come to a standing position. So we're starting in a mountain pose. Just grounding our feet here. Feeling each corner of the foot connect to the ground. And then inhale, we'll bring the arms overhead. Really elongate the spine. And then maybe a slight little bend to the right. And we'll come to center. A slight little bend to the left. And back to center. And then from here, with the next exhale, we'll come to a forward fold. Take your time. You can bend and extend one leg at a time to gently wake up the back of your legs, your hamstrings. You can also have a more generous bend in your knees to keep your back straight and for your hands to come to the ground. And then on the next inhale, we come halfway up and create a tabletop with our upper body, pulling the shoulders back and away from the ears. Your hands may be resting gently on your chins, or also on your thighs, depending on where you are at in your practice. And then from here, with the next inhale, we transition into chair pose. So arms come overhead, hips gently shift back, and then our knees should be stacked over our ankles. Good job. And then from here, we're going to transition with the next exhale to a low lunge. So the left foot steps back, knee drops to the ground. And now we're gently shifting our hips forward to create a little bit more of a stretching sensation over our hip flexors. Growing tall with the arms. And then with an exhale, we're going to add a little back bend, opening up that chest. And then inhale, bring the arms overhead again. And exhale, bring your hands on the ground, framing that right foot. Inhale, we're gonna pick up that left knee and step back with the right to meet the left. Now we're in a plank pose. On the exhale, we're gonna drop onto the knees and lower all the way down to the belly. And then from here, we're gonna do a cobra pose. So hands are staying underneath your shoulders, and we're gonna use the strength of our glutes and lower back to lift up our upper body. So on the inhale, we gently lift up, shoulders pull away from the ears, elbows go behind. Exhale, we're gonna lower down, forehead to the ground. And then again, inhale, lift up. And exhale, forehead down. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Take a breath in. And then exhale, we're going to push into a tabletop position. Now we're going to transition into cat-cows. So on the next inhale, we're dropping the belly, shoulders pull back, gently gaze up. And then exhale, we roll vertebra by vertebra, switching into cat, pulling the shoulder blades apart, pressing the hands into the ground. And inhale, drop the belly again for cow, look up. And exhale, round it out. And again, inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, neutral tabletop. Cross over your legs to come to an easy seat. We're going to extend the legs forward. And we're going to transition into a boat pose to warm up our core. So, what we want to do is on the exhale, we lift up our legs and we extend our arms forward. You can have a bend in the knees or you can extend straight. Shoulders are pulled back, palms are facing up, and proud chest. And we're staying here for 2 more breaths. We cross over the legs again to come to an easy seat into a tabletop. We press back into a downward facing dog. And then on the inhale, we look forward. Exhale, hop or step to a forward fold. And then inhale, we rise up to mountain. Now exhale, bring the hands down. And we're doing this on the other side. So inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Shoulders pull back. And exhale. Now we're coming into the low lunge, stepping back with our right foot. And then here, taking a moment to gently press the hip forward. And on the next exhale, we cactus the arms, open up the chest for a little back bend. Inhale, bring the arms back up. Grow tall through the spine. And then exhale, place the hands down, framing that front foot. Inhale, we're gonna tuck the right toes, pick up the knee, and step back with the left to meet the right. Now exhale, we lower down to the belly for our cobra. Hands underneath the shoulders. And on the inhale, we gently lift up. And exhale, forehead to the ground. And again, inhale. And exhale, lower down. And one more time, inhale. And exhale, forehead to the ground. Take a breath in. And then exhale. We lift up and shift the hips back to come to a tabletop. Doing another round of cat-cows. So on the inhale, we drop the belly, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, we round it out. And again, inhale, look up. Exhale, cat. And one last time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And then inhale, come to a neutral tabletop. And then from here, we're going to come into our boat pose. So bring the legs to the front. You can transition through an easy seat. And make sure you got that proud chest. You can start by having your hands behind your hips. And then on the exhale, we lift up our legs and extend the arms forward. Now we're staying for 3 breaths. Good job. Now you can come to that easy seat. Maybe shake out those shoulders. And we're going to continue with 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A and then 1 round of Surya Namaskar B, also known as sun salutations. So we're going to come back to a standing position at the front of our mat. Make sure that those feet are nicely grounded. Shoulders are rolled back. Palms are facing forward. So we're starting in this mountain pose in Tadasana. And then with the next inhale, our arms come overhead for Urdhva Hasta Tadasana, extended mountain pose. And then from here, we fold forward at the hip, Uttanasana. And with the next inhale, we lift up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. With the exhale, our hands come on down and our right foot steps back. Now on the inhale, the left foot steps back and we're in a high plank position. Now drop the knees down and lower to your chest, four-limb staff pose, also known as Chaturanga Dandasana. With the inhale, we pull the chest through, look up, shoulders away from the ears, for our Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And then exhale, shift the hips back, tuck the toes, and press into your downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Now, with the inhale, our right foot steps forward, and exhale, the left foot steps in, back to a forward fold. And then inhale, we rise back up to that Urdhva Hasta Tadasana, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. Now let's do this on the other side. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, we rise halfway up. And exhale, hands down. Left foot steps back. Inhale, right foot steps back. And exhale, lower down, four-limb staff pose. Inhale, pull the chest through for upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes, shift the hips back, downward facing dog. And inhale, left foot steps forward. Exhale, right foot steps forward. And then inhale, rise all the way up to extended mountain. And exhale, hands to heart. That was 1 round, 2 more times. Inhale, extended mountain pose, Urdhva Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. Inhale, left foot steps back. Exhale, drop the knees, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pull the chest through, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Now inhale, right foot steps forward. Exhale, left foot follows. Back to that forward fold. And then inhale, rise all the way up to extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, hands down. Left foot steps back this time. Inhale, right foot steps back. And exhale, forelimb staff pose, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Shift those hips back. Now inhale, left foot steps forward. And exhale, right foot steps forward. Inhale, rise all the way back up to that extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart. One more round. Inhale, extended mountain, Urdhva Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. Inhale, left foot steps back. Exhale, knees down and lower down. Forelimb staff pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pull your chest through, upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And exhale. Tuck the toes, shift back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And inhale, right foot steps forward. Exhale, left foot steps forward. And inhale, rise all the way back up to that extended mountain, Urdhva Hasta Tadasana. And exhale, hands to heart, Tadasana. And again on the left side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands come on down. And the left foot steps back. Inhale, right foot steps back. Exhale, come on down to the forelimb staff pose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Hips go back, downward facing dog. And inhale, left foot steps forward. Exhale, right foot follows. And inhale all the way up to extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, from here we're going to move on to our sun salutation B. So we're starting in a mountain pose as well, in Tadasana. And then with the inhale, we come into a chair pose. Arms come overhead and we sink down, Utkatasana. Now from here, with the exhale, we change into a forward fold, Uttanasana. And then inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And now with the exhale, hands come down, we step back and lower all the way down into the forelimb staff pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And then inhale, we step the right foot forward in between the hands. Pivot the back heel and come on up to a warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Now on the exhale, hands come down, right leg goes back, and we lower down into our forelimb staff pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, we come back to that upward facing dog, to our Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, tuck the toes, shift the hips back, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now, warrior one on the other side. Inhale, the left foot steps forward, Right heel pivots to about 45 degree. And then we come on up with the arms. And exhale. Hands come on back down. We step it back. And we lower all the way down. Orlam staff pose, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Our Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then exhale, tuck the toes. Shift the hips back, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. You can take a breath here. Arrive in this pose. And then with the inhale, you can look forward. And then exhale, hop or step forward to a forward fold. And inhale, rise back up to that extended mountain pose. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay. So moving forward with our main flow, it's a fiery one. First, we're going to go through the first part of the main flow, pretty slowly, just setting it up, taking about 5 breaths per pose. And then we're going to flow through that, through the poses, one breath at a time. And yeah, let's continue. Okay. So take another big inhale, bring those arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale, hands down. We come into our downward facing dog. So like I said, we're going to take it slow for the first round, setting it up. So take a few breaths here to settle in into your down dog. Your biceps are framing your ears. Chest presses to the ground. You can have a slight bend in your knees to really lift those hips to the sky. And then on the next inhale, you're going to lift the right leg to the sky. So we're coming into a 3-legged dog. Try to keep your hips level. Both hip bones are facing to the ground. Take another breath here. And then on the next exhale, we're going to step it through into a runner's lunge. Here we want to make sure that our hands are underneath our shoulders. The back foot, the heel is lifted. We'll try to not rest our chest on that front knee. And then we're going to transition with the inhale into a warrior one. So we're going to pivot that back heel to about 45-degree angle. Arms reach to the sky. We press into that front leg. Have a 90-degree angle there. We're trying to still keep both of our hips facing forward. And then with the exhale, we come into an extended side angle. So the right arm can come onto the right knee. Now the back heel shifts to parallel to the end of the mat. And our left arm reaches forward. Really trying to gain some length here. It is not so much that we're just reaching forward. It's also that we're reaching up. Imagine somebody's pulling you up to the front on that left arm. And then from here, you're going to shift into half moon. So on the next inhale, the right arm comes to the ground. The left arm reaches to the sky. Left leg is parallel to the ground. And then on the next exhale, you're going to change into warrior two. So that left leg comes to the ground. Arms extend out. Right knee points forward. You got about a 90-degree angle in that front knee. Shoulders are low and away from the ears. And we're slightly engaging our inner thighs to gain length in the spine. And then from here, with the inhale, we change into a reverse warrior so that legs stay the same. And imagine as if you were trying to high five the back with your right hand. Breathing into that right side body. Staying for one more breath. And then with the exhale, we shift forward into chair pose. As before, make sure your hips are grounded, arms are extended to the sky, slight bend in the knees, hips are back. You can give your tailbone a slight tuck. Make sure that back stays neutral. And then exhale, we come to a forward fold. Enjoying a moment here. Trying to keep that back straight. You can have a slight bend in those knees. And then on the next inhale, we step back into high plank. Exhale, drop to the knees, forelimb staff pose. Lower down. Inhale, we're pulling the chest through for an upward facing dog. And then exhale, we shift to our downward facing dog. Taking a moment here again, making sure you got a good setup. And then on the next exhale, we jump or step forward to a yogi squat. I'm going to take a moment here. You can give those knees a little nudge with your elbows. Try to keep the chest proud, back straight, really trying to elongate through the spine. Just continuing to breathe those deep Ujjayi breaths. And then we got a funky transition here. So we're going to place our left hand far behind us, and we're going to come into a wild thing. So we're going to press the hips to the sky. Right arm lifts behind. Really extending through those fingertips. Opening up the heart. Staying for one more breath. And then exhale, close it back up to that yogi squat. I know that was a lot. Let's catch our breath. In the yogi squat. Maintaining that good posture. And then bring your hands to the ground. We'll bring one knee in at a time. We're going to come to a camel pose. So bring both of your hands in the area between your lower back and your glutes, just to give yourself a little bit more support here. And then as we lean back into camel pose, make sure to really engage your glutes. We do not want to dump the weight of this pose into our lower back. This is an energizing pose. We're using the strength of our muscles here. And if you are like me and tend to get dizzy, you don't have to look up in the sky. You can gently look forward. We're staying for one more breath. And then come on back forward. Hands down, back to tabletop. And then we're going to go into the other side. So, I'm going to tuck the toes and push back
into our downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to settle in after that camel pose. And then on the next inhale, we're going to lift the left leg up high, three-legged dog. Try to keep your hips level and toes are facing towards the ground. We're staying for one more breath. And on the next exhale, we'll step it through to a runner's lunge. Now, our left foot is framed by the hands. We want to make sure that our shoulders are over our wrists. We're high on that back foot. And if possible, try to not collapse your chest onto the knee. Should be able to put a piece of paper in between your leg and your chest. Now we pivot the back heel, and on the next inhale, we come up to a warrior one. Both hip bones are facing forward. Arms are extended high into the sky. And then from here, on the next exhale, we transition into extended side angle. So left arm comes down onto that left knee, and the right arm reaches forward into the sky. Imagine as if somebody's pulling on that right arm, pulling you forward. And then from here, we're going to transition into half moon. So therefore, our left hand is going to come to the ground on the next inhale. We kick the right leg up, parallel to the ground. Right arm reaches to the sky. Toes are flexed. Slight bend in the left knee. And shoulders are stacked over each other. We're staying for one more breath. And then on the next exhale, that right foot comes to the ground. And we transition to warrior two. Arms are reaching out to the sides. We got a 90-degree bend in that front knee. Shoulders are low and away from the ears. The right knife edge of the foot is pressing firmly into the ground. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. We're imagining as if we're high-fiving the back with that left arm. Opening up through the left side body. And on the next exhale, we transition to our chair pose. Press both feet into the ground. Arms high to the sky. Slight tuck of your tailbone. And then from here, exhale into a forward fold. Enjoying a second here. And on the inhale, we step back into a high plank. Exhale, forelimb staff pose. Come on down to the belly. And then inhale, pull the chest through. Upward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, shift the weight back to a downward facing dog. Settle in here for a moment. Letting those heels sink deeper to the ground while maintaining a straight back. And then inhale, look forward. And exhale, hop or step into a yogi squat. And here we're going to take a moment, pressing the elbows into the knees, keeping that back straight.
One more breath. Now we're coming to our interesting transition into Wild Thing. So on the next exhale, place your right hand behind your right hip. And then on the inhale, we lift up our hips to the sky. Left arm reaches behind. And we're opening up through our heart center. One more breath. And then on the next exhale, close it back up. Come to a yogi squat. Catching our breath here. And then place your hands to the ground. Bring your knees in for camel pose. Bring both of your hands onto your lower back. And again, before we start, you're going to use your glutes to engage into this pose. So gently lean back. You can also place your hands down onto your ankles if you have the ability to do so. One more breath. And come on back into a tabletop. All right, now let's flow this 2 times through on each side, where we're moving a little bit faster, creating more energy, more heat. And with the next exhale, we're going to press into our downward dog. And then from here, we'll start with the right side. So inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through to the runner's lunge, hands frame the foot. Inhale, pivot the back heel, arms come overhead for warrior 1. Now exhale, extended side angle, left arm reaches forward. And then inhale, right arm to again. Okay. Now we're going to flow this 2 times through on each side. And it's going to be a little faster than that first round. So we're going to move with each breath. And we're going to start with the next exhale, pushing into our downward facing dog. And then on the inhale, the right leg reaches to the sky. Exhale, place the right foot in between the hands. Now inhale, pivot the left heel, coming up to warrior 1. And then exhale, right arm comes down to the right knee, left arm reaches forward for that extended side angle. Inhale, right hand to the ground, and we're coming into our half moon. Exhale, left foot comes to the ground for our warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Legs stay the same, right arm high fives the back. Then exhale, we pivot forward into chair. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step it back to a high plank. Exhale, forelimb staff pose, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog, proud chest. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. And then exhale, hop or step into your yogi squat. Take a breath in here. Exhale, place that left hand behind the left hip. And then inhale, hips to the sky for our wild thing. Exhale, come on back to that yogi squat. Inhale, place the hands to the ground. Exhale, bring in the knees for a tabletop. Inhale, lift up that upper body. Exhale, hands onto your lower back. Inhale, open up the heart and chest for our camel pose. And then exhale, hands down
for our tabletop. And we're coming on to the other side. Take a breath in here. And then exhale, push into your downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it in between the hands. Now inhale, pivot the back foot to about 45 degrees and bring the arms overhead. Exhale, we're coming into that extended side angle. Right arm reaches forward. And inhale, we kick up, left hand to the ground, into our half moon. Then exhale, right foot comes to the ground, and we transition into warrior two. Inhale, legs stay the same, left arm high fives the back. And exhale, we come into chair pose, step that right foot in. And inhale, come to standing. Exhale, dive to a forward fold. Inhale, left foot steps back for a plank. And then exhale, forelimb staff pose, lower down to the belly. Inhale, pull the chest through for an upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes, hip shift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop or step into your yogi squat. Take a breath in here. And then exhale, right hand comes behind the right hip. And inhale, we press into the wild thing. Hips to the sky. Exhale, close it up, return to the yogi squat. And inhale, hands to the ground. Exhale, bring in the knees. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, hands onto your lower back. And then inhale, come into that camel pose. And exhale, hands back to the ground, coming to a tabletop. And now we're going to continue with, in addition to our main part, just a little bit more balance and strength to really get the energy of the Kapha dosha balanced. So we're going to press again with the exhale in our downward facing dog. And then from here, inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop or step to a forward fold. Inhale, we rise up to an extended mountain pose. Shoulders low and away from the ears. And then exhale, we're going to bring our right knee up to a flamingo pose. The knees bend at about 90 degrees angle, at a 90-degree angle. Now, we're going to transition into a dancer's pose. So grab your right ankle with your right hand. If this is it for you, that's perfectly fine. You can work right here on your balance. Otherwise, I like to bring my left hand to my heart, gently lean forward, and then we're going to kick that right hand in, the right foot into the right hand. Find a point of focus, your drishti point. That helps with the balance. Slight bend in the left knee. Now hold for one more breath. And then exhale. Come on back to that flamingo. Now, we're going into extended big toe pose. So, left hand comes to the left hip. Right index finger comes to the right big toe. And then we're going to extend our foot forward. Try to stay as upright as you can. One more breath. And then on the exhale, we come back to flamingo. Inhale, foot down, extended mountain pose. Good job. Exhale, dive it forward to neutralize that spine. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step back into downward facing dog. It's a great counter pose for the back bending and balancing. Now inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop, step back to a forward fold. Inhale, we rise up to the extended mountain pose. And then exhale, the left knee lifts up. Dancer's pose on the other side. So grab your left ankle with your left hand. And again, no shame in just staying here, working on the balance. Otherwise, maybe bring that right thumb to your heart center. Find your focus point. Gently lean forward. And then we're going to kick that left foot. Oh, there I lost my balance. And we gently kick that left foot into the left hand. One more breath. And exhale, come back to that flamingo pose. And then from here, bring the right hand to the right hip. The left hand, or better say, left index finger comes to the left big toe. And we're going into big toe pose. Also, it's an option to stay just here working on the balance. Otherwise, we'll work on extending that left foot forward. And back to flamingo. Inhale, place the foot down, extended mountain pose. Exhale, dive it forward to another forward fold. Relaxing here, balancing out that back bend. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hands down. Step into one last downward facing dog. And then we're going to drop to the knees. And we'll finish up with some postures to cool down and finish up this practice. So, going to come to an easy seat. And we are doing log pose. So therefore, I'm going to start with the left leg at the bottom. Your chin is parallel to the front of the mat. Then the right foot comes on top. The heel comes kind of into the crease of your left knee. And then we're going to bring those shins stacked over each other, like logs, where the name fire logs pose comes from. And then either you can stay here and work on bringing that right knee down, or if this feels good, you can go one step further and gently lean forward with a straight back and proud chest. Great job. Let's switch out the sides. Now the right leg comes to the bottom. The left heel comes into the knee crease. We'll stack the legs, sit up nice and tall. And then if it feels good, gently lean forward. But again, we want to bend forward from our hips. So try to keep the back straight and the chest proud. And then letting go of the tension. Relaxing the muscles. And we rise back up. We'll extend both legs forward. Maybe give them a quick shake. And then from here, gonna inhale and bring both arms overhead. Legs are extended forward. Toes are facing towards my face, so they're slightly flexed. And then on the exhale, I bend forward. Keeping my back straight. It is definitely okay to have a slight bend in your knees. You don't have to fully reach forward to your feet. Just try to relax into the posture a little bit more with each breath. And then from here, I'm gonna come back, maybe another quick shake. And then we're coming into a butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. And the closer you bring your heels towards your body, the more intense the stretch is going to be. So find a position that works for you. You can make a little basket grip with your hands. And as always, sit up straight. And then if this feels good, with the exhale, you can lean forward to intensify the stretch a little bit more. Bending from the hips, so we're trying to keep that back straight. And then we come back up. And we're coming to an inversion. I'm going to roll onto the back. And then we're doing one of my favorites, which is waterfall pose. So when we're on our back, we extend our legs into the sky. Since we were on our feet a lot, it's a nice counter pose to let the fluids that went into the legs come back to the body. It's a nice detoxifying pose. You can have a slight bend in your knees, depending on how tight or loose your hamstrings are. And then we're going to bring both knees into the body and going to transition to the wind release pose. So we're going to start by extending the left leg out all the way. And then we're going to hug the right knee into the body, kind of aiming for our knee going towards our armpit. So give it a nice tight squeeze, trying to maintain the left leg on the ground. And then we'll switch it out. Right leg extends. Left knee comes in, giving it a nice tight hug. And then the very last thing, we're going to grab our right leg into the body one more time, and then we'll guide it over towards the left side for supine twist. So let the right leg fall onto the left side. And then we're going to extend the right arm out to the right side, and we're looking over that right shoulder. Come back to center. Extend the right leg. Bring the left knee in again. And then we're going to drop that over to the right side. Coming onto that right hip. Opening up the left arm to the left side. And looking over our left shoulder. And back to center. One last tight little squeeze. And then extend everything out long for your Shavasana. Palms are facing up. Toes are falling out to the sides. Take a deep breath in here to settle into the space. Letting your body cool down and relax. Just a couple more breaths here. Another deep breath in through the nose, and maybe you want to sigh it out, letting go, sinking deeper into your mat. Filling those lungs with oxygen and releasing the stale air into your body. And one more. Bring life back into your body. Maybe wiggle fingers and toes, so give them some gentle circles. And then if that feels good to you, maybe you want to do a good morning stretch and bring those arms overhead. And then whenever you're ready, you can roll onto your side into a fetal position. And then we'll press up to come to a seat. Maybe return to that easy seat. Try to sit up straight. And then before we leave this class, I would like to take a moment of gratitude. I am grateful for you joining me today, for putting on the work on this mat, for capable bodies that move and flow. Just taking the time out of your busy day to do something for yourself. And then to close this class, I'd like to chant 3 Ams. We're going to take a deep breath in preparation, exhaling it out. And now, deep inhale. Om. 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 Now rub your hands together. Feel the energy that you've created. And then you can wash yourself in it, shower yourself with that energy. And then place your hands together in a prayer position. Thumbs come to your third eye. And then thank you again for being here today. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you next time.